offering insights into its creation, guiding principle, and a unique approach to making chess an emerging and community building experience. Join us in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Sim and he unfolds this.
Guys, do you want to sit over there?
Yeah. You all can keep going.
Okay, narrow down the first point. Yeah.
Okay, so join us in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Sim as he unfolds the story of the Star Chess Academy. Round of applause.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to introduce myself again. I'm Sim Pao, and what is the International Master all about is actually a title given to a Xiangqi player who achieved a certain result at international tournament. Right? So I'll now give a detailed introduction of myself. First of all, please pardon me if I speak some broken English because most of the time I'm conversing in Mandarin. Alright? So I will just explain to you what my international tournament results are. Okay? Okay, first of all, of course, I have taken part in this World Championship, and the latest placing for my World Championship is 9th placing. I almost got into the top 8, and as you all know, usually the prize money only goes to the top 8, so yeah, too bad. So for World Championship, I've attempted 4 times, and my result have been improving all this while. From the first attempt, I got only the 24th, then I moved up to 16, then moved up to 14, then finally number 9, nearly entered into the top 8. And of course, in the Xiangqi World, we cannot say that just because I got number 9 in this World Championship, it means that there's only 8 players better than me. That's not right. Because for World Championship, actually, each country can only send 2 players from each country. So, for example, the strongest countries, one of them is China and Vietnam. So, usually these are the top 4 players in the World Championship. So, let's imagine if China sent like 20 players. I am very certain that the top 20 will be mostly them. Okay, so I'm not trying to be humble, but that's the fact. Okay, so the next one is Asian Championship. My best result is 7th placing. And for Asia Xiangqi Championship, for the team event, Malaysia has achieved 4th placing. And for Asian Games is something very special because Asian Games, the last time they have Xiangqi in Asian Games is 20 years ago. So I'm very lucky that I got selected last year to participate in Asian Games. So the next Asian Games that will offer Xiangqi as one of the medals contending would be maybe 30 years later. So I think I may not be that active around by then. And of course, now SEA Games, Xiangqi is also in SEA Games, so it's considered one of the sports in Malaysia. And finally, I also achieved this SEA Games men's double as silver and bronze medalist. So we are still hunting for the gold medal. So guys, as you can see, my profile photo there is me competing at Vietnam in my first SEA Games appearance. And you guys must be wondering why I'm wearing my face mask, because it makes me look cool. Okay, as simple as that. Alright, and I notice a lot of young people now they are putting on the face mask because they look nicer, right? But actually, I always tell my students, remind my students that actually the best looking person is the one who smiles a lot. Do you agree? Yeah, very nice. Okay, alright. So guys, before I proceed, I would like to ask, any one of you here know how to play Xiangqi, or also known as Chinese chess? You can raise up your hand. Oh, okay, not bad. Alright, how about English chess? International chess. Do you play chess? Oh, nice. How about Scrabble? No one plays Scrabble? Alright. Monopoly? Alright, good. Alright, so every indoor games actually competing more internationally, so we hope that in the future there are more board games available in sports. Alright? Okay, and for national tournament results, of course I have achieved the Malaysia men's individual champion twice, Malaysia Elite Master champion also twice, and sorry, I think it's in the rush. Okay, and team event champion, I was also the MVP, and I was also the young adult champion. Young adult meaning that 35 years old and below, I won it twice also. And of course, I'm the Borneo Masters Championship champion, and East Malaysia champion also. And of course, since I'm from Sarawak, and later on I was best in Negeri Sembilan, I'm also the men's individual champion. So later on I will explain to you, maybe more like sharing my life story. So I hope that I don't bore you, but basically how I started my New Star Chess Academy is actually my life story, and I hope it can inspire you all in the future. If you want to, you don't feel like becoming an employee, you want to start your own business, I hope it inspires you. Okay, let's move on. And apart from my tournament results, as you can see in the first photo there, that is what we call the blindfolded exhibition match, meaning that I could actually play Xiangqi without looking at the board. And this is one of the performance at Ipoh Perak. I was playing against 10 challengers. So how do we play this blindfolded game is actually, as you can see there, my assistant is standing there. She's looking at the chessboard. So each time when a player made a move, she will read out the move for me, and I will try to picture it in my mind, what the chessboard, let's say table 1, what's the current condition. So I respond to that move, then I move on to table 2. So it's more like I open up the window, I set game, then I go to the next table, load game. So I have to remember what was the previous position of the board. So it's quite challenging. And usually after the exhibition, I have to rest like a week because I will be very busy. Alright, and the next one is I was the Malaysia #1 rated player. Why did I say I was? Because I was holding this position for nearly 7 years before a Chinese player. He married a local woman and he came over, he came and conquered. And yeah, sometimes I did defeat him, but most of the time he did very well. And usually in a lot of national tournaments, he won almost all the games, so his ranking rocketed, and finally he overtook me, and now I'm in the second placing in Malaysia. But if we don't count him, I'm still the #1. Yay. Okay. Alright, the next one is National Xiangqi Team Captain. As you all know, since we have SEA Games, we have this national team. So I have been appointed as the team captain for many years in a row. I think one of the reasons was because I'm the tallest in the team, as simple as that. Okay, and the next one is I'm also the Malaysia Youth Team head coach. Okay, as you see there, there's a familiar face, Liu Boxiang. He was let's stand up if you guys don't know Boxiang. Alright. And one of the reasons I'm here today is because of Boxiang as well, because Boxiang is the one who invited me. And he was in the national youth team also. And we have achieved the best result, is the second place internationally behind China as usual. Alright, and I am also the highest prize money achiever. So you guys must be wondering, how much can a Xiangqi player earn in Malaysia? Any guess? Annually perhaps? Annually. For the range of, anyone want to try? How much? 50K. 50K per year, alright? Anyone else? 60K. Okay, alright. Anyone else? Want to try? Okay. Yeah. 80K. Getting higher and higher. Okay. Actually, the highest prize money I have collected so far in a year is around 38K. Not that much, right? Sorry to disappoint you. That's around 3K per month. So that's considered as one of my passive income. More like my pocket money actually. Each time when I receive the prize money, I go for steamboat. Yeah. That's why how I get weight. Okay. And of course, I'm also the founder of New Star Chess Academy, which have already cultivated Federation and International Masters. And I'm here proudly to tell you that my academy is the only academy in Malaysia that has cultivated Masters. There are a lot of academies in Malaysia, but I am the only one that managed to cultivate Masters. So for us, national champions like for the H group, for you under 10, under 12, under 15, and under 18 is actually piece of cake. So when my students come to me, I always tell the parents, what are your children aiming for? So the parents will usually say, no lah, my child is just here to instill his passions, to let him focus more so that he can do well in his studies. These are usually the words that I heard a lot. And after a few months, usually the parents will ask me this question. Hey teacher, my child got this talent or not? Got this potential to become a master like you or not? This is how, when the children are in my class, I always inspire them, I always tell them that you are born to do great. Becoming a state player is something very small, nothing to be proud of. Even if you win the national championship, it's something like, for us, it's like, man, just a national champion, nothing special. Yeah, we're already aiming at international event. So that is what a New Star Chess Academy is all about. Alright? And of course, I have also produced East Malaysia men's and women's champion. Okay, you guys must be wondering right now, how come there's Malaysia and East Malaysia, right? Isn't Malaysia like one country? Why are we like separated? Is Sabah and Sarawak separated? It's actually due to history. Back in 1974, Asia Xiangqi Federation was formed in East Malaysia, in my hometown actually, in Kuching, Sarawak. I'm from Kuching, Sarawak, that's why my face looks like a cat, right? When it was formed in Asia, Asia Xiangqi Federation was formed in Kuching. Back then, there were not many active countries, not many active Xiangqi countries. That was why the founder of the Asia Xiangqi Federation said that in the future, in any Asia tournament, Malaysia can send two teams, which is West Malaysia and East Malaysia. And how come for the Malaysia team there's no West? Why there's no the word West? It was because back in 2017 or 18, I couldn't remember. Back in that year, our Secretary General requested to change the name of West Malaysia to Malaysia, and of course it pissed off East Malaysia, right? Because we are supposed to be equal, but now you use the word Malaysia, meaning that you're higher than me. In the end, it's politics, so everything is fine now. I was the middle person actually. I asked two federations not to quarrel, and of course two of them give me face also lah. That's like I said, I'm the tallest. Okay, right, next. Alright, so what is a Xiangqi player? Are we considered an athlete? What do we actually do? Do you guys know how do we practice chess or not? Have you guys seen anyone practice chess? Have you ever saw Gosia practice chess or not? Has he ever in the past, when he was supposed to be studying, he was practicing chess behind and someone sitting behind him saw him do that? No? Oh, good student, huh? Okay. Alright, so as an athlete, of course, we have to live right, we have to be very disciplined. So I'm actually very embarrassed to say that I'm not that disciplined. Why? I'm one of the, how we call that, I live alone, so in my chess academy, sometimes I stay up to 2 or 3 a.m. And what I was doing, I was watching One Piece, for example. One Piece fan, any One Piece fans here? Cool, alright. All right, Luffy will be the Pirate King. Yeah. Okay, so I was so usually when I woke up, it's already in the noon. So usually people when they call me in the morning, I will say I'm busy practicing. Actually, I was not. I was sleeping. And when I woke up, then I will prepare. The first meal I will have is definitely my lunch. I go for. Then I start practicing around 2 p.m. and after a few hours later, I will usually begin my class. And at night, either I go for badminton or I continue teaching other students. So apart from that, I'm also a badminton lover. So when there's a tournament in Seremban, in the Great Singland, I will basically participate in. I'm not that good, but I love it. So I just participate for the sake of the love for the sports. Okay, let's move on. And I would like to share with you some photos when I went to Hangzhou for the Asian Games. So Asian Games is one of the biggest events I have participated in there because there are a lot of sports athletes, a lot of superstars. Let's move on to the next slide so that you can see all the familiar faces. Did you guys see Li Zhijia? Right? How many faces can you recognize there? Most of them are badminton players, of course, because I only know badminton players. And to my surprise, I would say surprise, in my expectation, there are a lot of athletes way taller than me. There are so many this basketball women's player that's way taller than me. I have to raise up my hand to look at them. Oh, women so tall. Okay, and of course you can see Peli, Tina, Go Jingwei. And there's Dato' Pandelera Rino, and there's Rexy Maniki, and who else? Ang Ziyong. Okay, they're all there. All right, let's move on to the next one. And of course, SEA Games. All right. So as you can see in the news down there, this is actually something very inspiring for all of us because one of the chairmen of the Xiangqi Association told us that whoever could achieve gold medal in SEA Games will be rewarded 50K cash paid straight away. It was a huge boost for us, but unfortunately, in last year's our medal hunt, we were so close to winning a gold medal. Actually, we tied with Vietnam and Singapore. Because of tiebreaker, we lose by a decimal point, and we got the silver medal. We nearly got 50,000. So we are very close. All right. Okay. So let's move on. And of course, last year was also the best result for Malaysia team, in which we have managed to got into the top 4 for the Asia Xiangqi Team Event Championship. All right. Okay. Let's proceed. As you can see, I'm always the tallest. All right. Okay. And the next one is one of the tournament organized by the Chinese government, and I was invited. And as you can see on the most right photo is actually the off taking by players. This is usually done by the local players there, but I did not know why. The organizer approached me and asked whether I could represent the organizer to go for the off taking. I did not know why until today. I still do not have the answer. And in this tournament, there's a slow game and also rapid game. So what do we mean when we talk about slow game and rapid game? Alright, it's actually there's a chess clock. Alright, there's a chess clock in each tournament. So for slow game, usually we have around 30 to 60 minutes of game time. So every move you make, when you press the chess clock, there will be an increment of a few seconds, for example. One of the challenges in World Championship is that the game time is very long. 60 minutes per player. Meaning that if 2 players manage to fully utilize the 60 minutes, the game will easily last for more than 2 hours, correct? And worse still, there's an increment of 30 seconds per move. So meaning that if you play very fast, you can accumulate more than 60 minutes in the first 2 moves. So that's why in World Championship it's very challenging for me, especially for people like me who doesn't sleep at night. So to wake up in the morning and compete internationally against another master or grandmaster is very exhausting for me. And the longest game I have ever played is actually 4.5 hours. Very challenging, very physically demanding also. So if you don't exercise regularly, you don't have the stamina, you couldn't play chess competitively. All right. Okay, let's move on. And of course, I guess a lot of you may not know, Xiangqi World Championship is already organized in different countries. It's not only in Asia, it's in Europe also. So my first appearance in World Championship is in year 2015, in which the tournament was held at Munich, Germany. That was the first time I went to Europe. And a little story about this World Championship, alright? In 2015, it was actually the first year when I started working in Seremban. So back then, I owned a new car. I bought a Honda City. So I moved to Seremban in the December of 2014. So 2015, I began teaching there. And in June, there was a break-in to the place where I stayed, and they stole my key. I left my spare key inside, and I left 3,000 cash and 2 smartphones. All right, everything got stolen, and they tap out my car also, of course. So they drove my car away. I lost my car, and worst come to worst, my passport was also stolen, and there was only like 2 months left before we had to travel to Munich, Germany. I wasn't so sad about losing the car. I was more worried about losing my passport, because I know the procedure to go for the police report. You have to go through a lot of processes to get a new passport, right? I was so worried that I missed out the chance to go for my first World Championship, and thank God I managed to go there. And of course I readjust my my mindset so that I could perform better. Alright, so there was those two are Russian players, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and in 2017, 2 years later, it was organized in Manila, Philippines. And 2019, we traveled all the way to Vancouver, Canada. This is a very long flight, my first ever longest flight. And I don't really like Canada because it was very cold. It was very cold. And then Vancouver, to my surprise, there are a lot of Chinese there. So Chinese, if you want to travel to Europe, I think you will find Vancouver very comfortable. And the latest one will be Texas, USA. Okay, it was just last year, in which I got the 9th placing. All right, so you guys must be wondering, where's 2021? Why didn't I include it? Do you know why? Because World Championship was organized in my hometown, Kuching, Sarawak. So I did not include it there. So there's also one of the, for example, like East Malaysia Championship, they organize it once every 2 years. So usually for East Malaysia players, when they go for the selection, they will hope that the next international tournaments will be overseas, right? So if you're unlucky, let's say you're the East Malaysia champion of 2019, and the World Championship, and let's say you're from Kuching also, you won the East Malaysia Championship, and the World Championship is organized also at your hometown, it will be quite meaningless, right? Because you don't get to travel. So that happened to one of my students. And each time when he won the East Malaysia Championship, the tournament is organized in either Malaysia or Kuching. It's very unlucky. Alright? Okay, next move on. Okay, now I will explain to you, share with you my history, how I started teaching Xiangqi. So this is back in when I was in my 20s. Okay, you guys must be wondering, how did Mr. Sim become a Xiangqi player? What happened to him actually? And could this consider as one of the careers in Malaysia? So when I have finished my STPM, as usual, a lot of our parents will urge us to go for local university, right? So one of the reasons I studied in STPM also was because my sister back then my older sister was studying for biotechnology. I don't know which university, really very expensive. And my family isn't rich. My father owns a coffee shop, and my mom is the one boiling the noodle. We call it kolomi if you have been to Sarawak before. And I always see them working so hard. My mom woke up at around 3 a.m. every morning, and she had like bruises all over her hands because she, carrying heavy stuff. And my father is very skinny. He's tall also, but very skinny. And I know the importance of money, so I always purposely skipping. I always tell my parents that I'm not good at studying. My sister is the straight A student, so let her study, let her go abroad or whatever she could go for. I said for me, just let me play chess lah. I just play chess at my coffee shop enough lah. Next time I just take over your business lah. I can also make a good cup of coffee, no problem. Alright, so of course my parents are against it. They said, hey, come on lah, how? You cannot go for this. This is very tiring, very exhausting. Papa and Mama don't want you to go through this. You're actually not that stupid. You can go for something better. So I always tell my parents that no. I want to do something else. So in the end, I didn't tell anyone. But back then, I decided that okay, what if I stopped studying for 3 years? I skipped university so that my parents could still make the ends meet. They could still afford to pay for my sister. So in other words, I sacrificed myself lah. Alright. So back then I went to different schools to teach xiangqi for free. Why? Back then this is the year 2004 if I'm not mistaken. 2004. I look very young there. Okay. The photos are not that clear, of course. There's old photos. And those are my students, and most of them are already adults already, young adults. Some of them are even married already. Okay, and back then when I taught xiangqi, one of the reasons I wanted to become a xiangqi teacher is because when I was younger, there was never a good teacher to teach me. And for your information, I'm actually Chinese illiterate. I don't speak Mandarin at all when I was a boy. Why? Because my parents sent me to SRK, Sekolah Rendah Kerajaan, Ring Road. So in that school, the only language that I speak is Hokkien. Right? In Kuching, we all of us speak Hokkien. So we are also called banana because we are Chinese, but we don't speak Mandarin. As simple as that. So imagine a boy who doesn't speak Mandarin learning xiangqi, learning Chinese chess, and all the chess books are in Mandarin, right? When I look at it, I said, what the heck? What is this all about? I don't even understand. Then every time when I go for tournament, we have to record whatever move we made, right? So I was the only one who wrote in English. For example, for the rook, I will just write C for R for rook. And for Canon, I'll just write a C. I did not even know how to write Pao. The word Pao, I don't even know how to write it. It was challenging for me. But I found out that illiterate in Mandarin could be very troublesome for me in the future. Especially when I go to schools that speak Mandarin and I teach in Mandarin. So usually back then when I was on stage explaining xiangqi to them, most of my students would be laughing. I didn't crack any jokes, but they laugh at my Mandarin. Because sometimes I don't even understand the words I'm using. I just saw it somewhere, heard it somewhere, I said it, then my student will say, hey teacher, you said wrongly already, you cannot say like that, there's another meaning already. I say, oh sorry. So I learned along the way, alright? Okay, let's move on. And 3 years later, of course, back in 2004, since I didn't go to university, I want to prove that to my parents that I made the right choice. I told them that I would dominate Kuching, I would dominate the Sarawak xiangqi, all the tournaments, I will win it. And I did do it because back then I forced myself to learn Mandarin. And within that 3 years, my lifestyle is like this. See you guys whether you can try to duplicate it or not. My lifestyle is like this. I woke up as usual, 2 p.m. Okay? I go for my first meal. Then I play xiangqi at my dad's coffee shop because there are a lot of old folks there. I play with them. I play like 30 games. I force myself to play 30 games. Then in the evening, I go for a quick dinner. Usually I finish my meal within 60 seconds. I do not want to waste any time eating. It's a waste of time. So usually I eat, sometimes I ate too fast that I didn't realize what I was eating. So if you give me shit, I also eat. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to waste time thinking about what I eat. Alright, and after the 30 games in the afternoon and in the evening, I will begin training again. I will play online, play with players from China. I play another 20 games. So I accumulated 50 games per day, and that it wasn't still a complete training process because when I go to sleep, that's around 12 a.m. Sorry, I will try to recall all the 50 games in my mind. From the first game of the afternoon, every game I have to recall. If I couldn't do it, the next day I will punish myself to eat vegetables because I hate vegetables. Alright, that's how I punish myself. I also encourage Bo-Xiang to do the same, but he eats vegetables, so it's not a punishment now. Okay, so that's how I train continuously for 3 years. And that's my commitment to achieving success. Discipline. I forced myself to become more disciplined. And that's how I dominated coaching within 3 months. I trashed everyone. I never got into top 8 last time. Just within 3 months, I dominated coaching. I dominated Sarawak. And all of a sudden, everyone was asking, who's that young tall man? Isn't he a basketball player? Why you come here play xiangqi? Alright, that was back then. Okay, and in 2007, my parents had enough. They had enough. Although I kept on appearing in newspaper, I also in the top news when it comes to xiangqi. But my parents said, hey, Hao, enough lah. Stop playing xiangqi, you're ruining your future. How much did you earn within these 3 years? Nothing. Because the prize money for coaching champion back then, you know how much or not? 300 ringgit. That's once a year, you know. Very little. So I was very skinny because no money, So then my parents also don't want to give me pocket money because they forced me to go to work. And finally, share with you also, in 2005, my parents forced me to enroll me in the University of Local University. They said, hey, how, Jie almost finished studying already. It's time you go study. You promised us, right? We let you play xiangqi, you go study now. I said, okay lah, choose one easy subject lah. Okay, what you want to study? I said, hey mama, I like policeman lah. I want to become policeman because I'm told God give me this whole build, so I want to become policeman. I like to hunt down the gangster. Because Kopitiam they got a lot of gangsters, you know. I said, I want to hunt down them. I want to become an inspector. So mom, let me go read law lah. I go read law. Law easy. Crazy, first person to say read law is easy. Okay, then my parents of course very proud lah. You know, Chinese, this is one of the professional profession, right? Doctor lah, lawyer lah, engineer. My son want to become lawyer. Sui lah this time. Okay, enroll me into Sergi College. I went to Sergi. I read law. For the first sem, I passed all papers. Very easy. You know why? Because law is all about memorizing. That's what I'm good at. I'm memorizing chess game every day. Memorizing laws and quoting all the cases are a piece of cake for me. I read one go, remember already. I could even talk like a lawyer in front of my lecturer. I could even argue with my lecturers. My lecturers, wow, good, huh? However, the second sem, third sem, die already. You know what happened? Xiangqi tournament coming. Wow, in my mind, xiangqi is like top of the world. The rest, everything is not important. Study, nothing, not important. Then what happened? During the exam, my first year exam, I failed 3 papers. Because I didn't study at all. I opened up the textbook, right? My mom opened my door to make sure that I'm studying. Your parents all do that, right? They want to make sure you're studying. They opened my door and looked at me. I'm not looking at porn. Okay, so I was opening my textbook, but behind the textbook is actually, in front of my textbook was actually the law book, not the chess book, sorry. The chess book, I was reading chess all the time. So my mind is like, 象棋, I want to become champion, And of course, I failed, because I was under the University of London, back then pound sterling was like 7 times, 7 ringgit equals to 1 pound sterling, very expensive. So to receipt for the papers, right, I have to pay 200 pounds for one paper. So that's 1,004 for one paper. And for me to receive the paper is 3 months later. And my parents asked me how, hey, you know how hard we earn money? I said, I know. I said, are you confident to go study and to go for the to receive the exam or not? I said, hey, Pa, I don't want I don't want to waste the money. Let me go back and just start. So that's how we continue arguing for another 2 years. Alright? And finally, I got bored already. Because back then I was quite unlucky. Unlucky in what sense? Sarawak Xiangqi Association was quarreling with West Malaysia. And the Sarawak president said, since due to the mistreatment, Sarawak will not send any players coming to the national championship. I believe back then if they did not quarrel, I would have become the national champion. Who else is crazy like me? Training every day, it's no need to work, no need to study. Who is crazy like me? So I'm very confident that I will become the national champion. But I was unlucky in that sense. And finally, I told my parents, okay, enough lah. I have already dominated Sarawak. No more blue championship, no more challenges for me already. I got bored already. Okay lah, I go work lah, but then one day, my mom was happy. He said, hey, how? One of my friend's daughter was working in this DG telecommunication. Hey, you go try lah, you interview. I said, I don't want lah. Then my mom, of course, nagging me every day. I said, okay, I give up. I go for the interview. And back then I was wearing earring. I got earring like gangster also lah. Earring. Then I wear shorts. I wear sandals. I go for the interview. Very chincai one, you know. I went there. I entered DG Center. Then my mom's friend's daughter, she saw me, she immediately called my mom, hey, auntie, you crazy guy, your son why like this? Cannot interview like this, go back. Then my mom called me, scolded me, where you come back at that time called Nokia 5310. Come back, you don't embarrass the Sim family, you come back. Oh, then I went back and get changed, dressed nicely, then went back again. And the manager actually saw me, you know, they saw me. And they asked me finally it was my turn to interview. And they asked me, okay, Sim, we are very interested in you. We need a man to work in the customer service anyway. As you can see, there's a lot of women there, not enough men. Alright, we need men. And you can speak good English, so we want to employ you. Alright, because I read more mother time, so my English so not bad lah. So after that, they asked me, okay, what's your expected salary? You know, like a guy like me, who's not interested in money, I told the interviewer, anything lah. Then they look at me and said, what if I give you basic 2,000? 2,000 oh, not bad, can buy a lot of chess tools. Okay, nice. They said, how about 1,007? They tried to negotiate with me, you know. I said, 1,007, can lah. 1,005? 1,000? They are actually teasing me lah, you know. The manager just want to see whether I'm interested in the job or not. 1,000 you want or not? I said, okay lah, you know my mom will make me again lah. Chincai lah, I work here lah. Then the interviewer was laughing. So I was actually trying to fail, you know. I was trying to fail. But you know what? I got employed. I got the offer letter. Back then the basic wasn't too high lah. I got 1,005 in the end. So I look at it. They were teasing me, give me 1,005. Okay lah, not bad lah. That was quite high already for a Brooklyn citizen. Then I started working at DG as a customer service personnel, and I let go of Xiangqi entirely. I didn't go for any tournament because I promised my parents that I would stop playing Xiangqi. I will focus in my career. And guess what, guys? I treat customer service, this career, like a chess tournament. So each day, I make sure that I was the first one to appear in DG Center and the last one to leave. I want to be the most hardworking employee DG Center ever employed. And within 3 years, I become the top customer service personnel in Kuching. Not only Kuching, actually the whole nationwide. Because I got an award for it. And I was also appointed as the tech specialist. Back then we still use Nokia, no iPhone, no Samsung. That time we use touchscreen is something very new, that time go BlackBerry. A lot of you are studying IT here, right? So smartphone for you are a piece of cake, right? Everyone knows smartphone. So back then we were using a Nokia as a tethering, as a modem. So I was quite good at that. And how did I become so good in managing customer service? Because each time when a customer came in angry, people come to customer service surely angry one. Or else why they want to come to customer service, right? Usually when you go to this telecommunication company, you're angry because your bill is expensive, correct or not? DG is well known for being cheap. Okay, so when customers come in and say, hey, why my bill so expensive? They will just throw the bills in front of you. Sometimes the payment didn't get through, they tear their credit card. I was like, so stupid, this guy. I tell you, a credit card is going to pay one. And I was the one who managed to always persuade my customers. I tried to give my best service. And in the end, I became so good at it that each time when an angry customer walk in, they will say, hey, I cannot handle this customer. Sim, where are you? Sim, why you handle this customer? And I am not boasting. All the customers, angry customers that came to me, when they leave, they were smiling. That's how good I am. I get very high rating. I got deducted 3 points only. 3 points, I don't know what mistakes are, but basically I'm above 90% on my performance. I continued that for 3 years. So I got the top best customer service award. Then after that, 3 years later, I moved to corporate sales. Why did I got the offer to corporate sales? Because for that 3 years, my manager at that time don't know how to treasure talent. They say, hey, Russell, I know you're good. They call me Russell. Say, hey, Russell, we know you're good, but we want to convert some of the employees to become permanent. They are under DG contract. We want to convert them. You are third-party contract employee. Now we know you're good, so definitely you will stay. Don't worry. So if you are a third-party contract employee, your basic will never get the rest one, Never. So for 3 years, I am only getting 1,500 for 3 years. All my colleagues, they have rest in their basic salary, except for me. Although I am the best nationwide, I don't get anything. So I got fed up. Then one day, the corporate sales, they heard that, hey, seems like want to resign. Seems not happy. Hey, I want to employ him. He's good in persuading customers. Let's transfer him to corporate sales. Wow, this is the turning point in my life. Guys, listen up. The corporate sales manager, she was one of the most influential person in my life. She came to me, she looked at me and said, hey Russell, you moved to corporate sales. I said, why should I move? I'm already comfortable working as a customer service. I'm already the best here. Why I want to go try something new, right? I'm not comfortable with exploring something new. Then I said, hey Russell, what if? You see, you listen to this condition and see whether you're interested or not. Russell, you come work with me. I know you like to play xiangqi, right? You like to play xiangqi. So you work with me, you try to hit your sales target. For every 3 months, you only need to work 2 months. You get 1 month off. You can do anything you want. You don't want to come to office, we don't care. You work for 2 months only. But you have to promise me that you hit the target. I said, what the heck? Good offer. Then not only that, my basic salary from 1,500, immediately I become DG contract staff and my basic immediately go to 2,000. Wow, increase of 5,000. Only work for 2 months every quarter. You want or not? Miss Nisha, you want or not this job? Everyone wants this job. Only work 2 months only. I say, okay, on. I go. So I resigned from customer service. I moved to corporate sales. Wow, who knew? My superior, her name was Miss Tay Sui. Miss Tay, wow, her voice very loud one, That time DG is like open space office. There's no wall one, meaning that the CEO can immediately sit beside you. He just carry a laptop, sit beside you. Also possible. So you can see everyone. And my superior, I will never give me face one. She shouted at me because I did not know how to go for the procedure of doing sales. I don't know what document need to sign, I don't know. She shouted at me, the whole office, no one, very embarrassing. Luckily, my face very thick, I always get scolded already. Okay, I said, she scolded me. But after 6 months, I managed to become the top sales in Sarawak, just 6 months. And how did I achieve my sales target? I tell you, very funny, I like to play badminton. So actually, I was already playing with a lot of big bosses, a lot of dato. I don't even know they are dato, Then there are some companies that my superior said, hey Russell, this company we tried to approach many times already. They are Maxis, die-hard fans one. This is a Celcom, many years of customers already. Is it possible you go in there, you try to persuade them to convert to DG or not? Let's see whether you can do that. So when I went to the company, I was very nervous. I said, I wonder how the boss look like, It's very, very difficult to talk to, So when I opened the door, I said, hey, you are! We play badminton together, Then okay said, hey, oh Russell, you the one coming? This business, I let you handle. I know you for many years already, I let you handle. Just like that, easily I convert 50 to 100 times per month. I easily hit my target. Then I get addicted to doing sales. Because you know why? Very rewarding. My commission for 1 month, listen, 1 month only, 16K. 1 month. Wow, when young people like us, you guys are sorry, young people like you guys, suddenly I give you 16K. What will you do with the money? Go buy properties, No lah. You buy what? Buy the latest iPhone, right? Go bring your friend to whatever expensive food you can go for. Alright? You spend the money like crazy, right? Alright? So my father noticed that I earn a lot of money and said, hey, how? I know you don't have to save money, you go buy one Honda City. And finally the car got stolen also. Damn it. Okay, so after that, I managed to become the top sales in Malaysia also. That was in the same year. After 9 months, I become the top sales in Malaysia. Then my boss, superior, sent me to say, she told me that, hey Russell, we need someone to explore Miri Sarawak. So we send you there. That's the second turning point in my life. When she sent me there, there's no one to supervise me anymore. Wow, I get the total freedom, especially no more nagging from my mom. Wow, freedom. So guys, I was wondering, any of you still living with your parents? Who still living? You get nagged or not every day? Your mom nagging you or not? Oh, thank God, so lucky boy. So when I leave Kuching, right, I went to Miri. It's like total freedom. I can wake up anytime I want. I can play xiangqi anyhow I want. Then I noticed that, wow, I couldn't even do sales. I'm no longer interested in my career. Because when I went to Miri, they know that, wow, this is the Russell Sim from Kuching. Wow, very good in xiangqi one. We heard that he's good in teaching xiangqi also. Let's bring him over, join us, help us to promote xiangqi in Miri. So that's how, after 2 years in Miri, I resigned from corporate sales. I go for a lower ranking job, which is dealer sales. Dealer sales is taking care of phone dealers, like the one that you see in this shop. They got the DG, bunting, all that. That one is dealer sales. Alright, so finally, okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, do I still have another time? How much time do I have? What's that? Half an hour. Oh, sorry, I tried to speed up. Okay, so of course we all have dreams. So although I have earned some money in DG, but there was once I read a book, and the book asked this question. Let's ponder this question, alright? It's written by Brian Tracy. You guys heard of it? Heard of him? Brian Tracy. Alright, so Brian Tracy said that, let's imagine you are now 60 years old, alright? You're 60 years old, and is this the career that you want to work for the rest of your life? Alright? If it is, then good for you. Keep going. If it is not, now is the time to change. Wow, this statement, look at it. What do I really love deep inside my heart? Xiangqi. I still love Xiangqi very much. I think it's time for me to return to the Xiangqi world. Okay? And in 2013, my direct superior offered me, hey Russell, we want to make you the head of sales for Sarawak. Basic of 12K per month. 12K per month. You're interested or not? I said, who doesn't want free money? I said, okay, sure, no problem. I think I'm qualified for the job also. But my direct superior said one thing. There's one condition. We do not want you to participate in any Xiangqi tournament because each time Xiangqi tournament is organized during public holidays. And public holidays is when DG have a lot of events. And you as the head of sales, you must present at the event. You are there to officiate new outlets, all that. You must be there. Then after hearing him say that, I immediately said, then I don't want to. I become just a normal manager enough already. 6K, 7K enough already. I don't need 12K. I can pay checks anytime I want. Why I want to become a head of sales? Then my superior, when he heard me saying that, you think he's angry or not? Of course he's angry. He said, hey, come on, Russell. If you love Xiangqi so much, you resign. You become full-time player. Now look at him. Hey, good idea. I resign. Next month I will give you the letter. Wow, my direct superior, he was drinking beer, he nearly vomited. Oh my goodness. Then the next day he came out apologizing to me. Hey Russell, don't you're very important to the company. Each time when you want to resign, they say this one, you're very important. Then don't leave us. But I don't give a shit. I resign. So after that, I become a full-time Xiangqi teacher. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, guys, look at this. This is not an academy, right? This is my house. I converted my living room to a classroom. So when I first bought the house in Miri, I went in, I saw the living room, I said, I wanted this house. Then they said, why you like this house so much? The living room is very spacious. I can teach a lot of students here. And I started with only 20 students, alright? Okay, let's move on. And of course, from earning 6K per month, then suddenly, my income dropped a lot. You know how much I make per month or not? For the Xiangqi, monthly fee is only 100 ringgit per student. So I have 20 students, how much I make? Hey, come on, you guys mathematics? 2K, right? I make only 2K per month. You think enough or not? I can't even pay my car installment. Not enough. So I have to rely heavily on what? Prize money from the tournament. Okay, guys, this is the key word here. When you rely a lot on the prize money, you cannot play good games because you are very pressured. Each time when you lose a game, you say money bye-bye, no more money. Very pressured one. So actually, I made the wrong choice. And one of the bad choices that I made during that was that I lent money to one of my friends. He got involved in Along. And he owed them 5K, or else they will beat him up. Then I said, okay I have some savings. I give you 5K. He promised me he will pay next month. They always the case. They never pay one. They never pay. Don't lend your money to anyone, right? Okay. So that friend until today still haven't paid me back. Haven't. So 5K gone now. Okay, I don't give a shit now. Okay. So then I was very poor and I don't have enough money. I have to pay my house loan, pay car loan, and I have to rely on my prize money. And back then, you see, as for my teaching, my total income from there is 30%, and the rest of 70% is on the prize money. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And this was when I got the offer from Datuk Tan, the president of the Negeri Sembilan Xiangqi Association. He was also the president of the Malaysia Xiangqi Association. He realized that, hey, Sima, in 2013 you did quite well in some major tournaments. Why suddenly you play so terribly? What happened? I said I don't have enough money. I'm very pressured, financially pressured. And that was when I was invited. Dato' Tan said, hey, Russell, why don't you come to Negeri Sembilan? We need a coach like you. You come over and you represent Negeri Sembilan, can or not? Then I said, what do I get in return? We can gather some money from for you. We want you to work closely with one of the academy in Seremban, which is, as you see the name there, Mind Sports Academy. Okay, they employ me as one of the coach. So I get around 4K per month. Then I said, okay, why not? Then I moved to Seremban, and that's how I know Kosiam. That's the boy, Kosiam. He still looks the same, so cute. Okay, just that with more hair. Okay, let's move on. And in 2015, Dato Tan sponsored me to China to train with my Sifu lah. Okay, that's my Sifu. He's a Grandmaster Liu Dahua, and he's the champion of China in the 70s. But now, of course, he's already. He's coming to Seremban today. Actually, I was supposed to pick him up, but have to come here lah. Okay, and okay, next one. All right. So after I have returned from China, wow, you know, Dato Tan spent so much money on me, right? He said, hey, Russell, you just come back from Wuhan, at that time, no COVID, Okay. He said, oh, you came back from Wuhan, you're supposed to be the strongest player in Malaysia now. I expect you to win the national championship easily. Wow, when Dato said this, I think I got pressure, no? I was very pressured to perform. And worst come to worst, right? In the Negeri Sembilan selection, I got a third place only. I lost to a lower ranking player because I was so pressured. I got third. I was crying. I was devastated. Then I told Dato Tan, hey Dato Tan, sorry, I was crying, you know. You know, when a man cry, it's very terrible already. A man don't really cry. When I cry, I really cannot hold in already. So I told Dato, I said, Dato, I really disappointed you. Can I go back to Sarawak or not? I couldn't hold it. I couldn't couldn't survive with this type of pressure. Every time I go for tournament, I kept on losing. I don't want to disappoint you even more. Then Dato Tan said, hey, don't worry lah, Russell. I didn't realize I give you so much pressure. Why don't you just participate in the upcoming national championship? You don't think so much. You just try your best. You win it or don't win it, we don't mind. Just try your best. Just enjoy the tournament. Okay, I said, oh, if that's the case, I just give it a last try lah, because I kept on losing. Alright, then what happened? Okay, next. Yeah. In the very same year, 2015, I won the national championship for the first time. That was because when Dato Tan said, if you lose, also never mind. Then I said, okay, then every game I play, I don't care about winning or losing. I just go all out. I don't even want to defend my game. When my opponent attack me, I attack him back. I don't even want to defend. And that's how I won my first national championship. Hey, I got a post lah way, And back then, I have a disagreement with the Mind Sports Academy, because the academy, the way they teach kids are different from mine. So we quarreled, and I moved out. And Dato, he used his company to employ me as one of the manager. But my job is to play chess. Wow, this job description very nice one. I'm a manager, and my job play chess. Okay, so I got the 4K basic salary, and I even get EPF. When I go traveling for tournaments, I'm fully sponsored by Dato Tan. Okay, let's proceed. And in year 2016, I represented Malaysia, and in the Asian team event, I managed to achieve the result of 2 wins and 4 draws, and I was qualified to become an Asian Xiangqi Master. That's my parents over there. Okay, let's move on. And in 2016, I asked money from Dato again. I said, Dato, I promise you that I will help you to produce quality players. So can you help me to establish a chess academy in Seremban or not? Then he said yes, and that's how I established my New Star Chess Academy in 2016, and that is also where I am staying right now. Okay, let's move on. And of course, I'm assisted by my assistant, International Women's Master Ji Xin Ru. She's also from Kuching, and she's the Malaysia Women's Champion. Okay, let's move on. And in 2017, my students from MIRI, they nominated the Malaysia EET Group Xiangqi Championship. Okay, I'm standing behind them. I'm always standing behind one, don't know why. Okay, then next one. And in 2018, because I already switched my focus to Seremban, so just a year after that, Negeri Sembilan dominated the H group. So meaning that wherever I am, that state will become national champion. Alright, nice, okay. So you see, Koh Siang is also one of the national champion for the under 15, right? Under 15. Alright. So back then, Negeri Sembilan achieved the under 15 champion, under 18 champion, and for the under 12, we go number 3. So we are the overall champion. Okay, let's move on. And of course, I won a lot of tournaments with high prize money. For example, the one on the right, you see, look at the diamond trophy. Wow, very big one. You know the prize money, how much or not for this tournament? 10,000. Just one tournament. I earned 10,000 within 3 days. How I wish every week this tournament I'll become rich man. Okay, then the next one is the Haiou Xiangxi tournament. I got 5K from there. So I win 2 championships in 1 month. So I earned 15K from there. Okay, let's move on. And of course, Negeri Sembilan in 2019, me and Koh Siang and the rest of the teammates, we represented Negeri Sembilan to dominate the Malaysian team event. So again, this proved that Negeri Sembilan is already the top of the table in Xiangxi in that year. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so when everything seems to go as planned, I was enjoying my career, I was doing well, my students are increasing, and we thought everything was going well, right? I'm making more and more money, and my Xiangxi also improving. Then suddenly this come, alright, next. COVID come and die already. This one, COVID-19 changes everything, as you know, especially tourism, right? They got a lot of people got dismissed also. Okay, next. And of course, our Prime Minister back then, Obiudin, announced the movement control order, which definitely affected my academy because students can no longer come to the academy, meaning that I have no income, 0 income. Alright, next. So back then, I made a very bold decision. I discussed with my assistant just now. Back then, I was paying her a basic salary. Then I said, hey, Xingru, I can no longer pay you. What if we do something new? We try something new. This decision is actually quite unfair to her, you know why? For the advanced class, we have around 40 students. For the foundation class, there's only 10 students. She's teaching the foundation. And I made this proposal to her, you know, and she actually accepted. Okay, you know what I said? I said, I no longer give you any salary. However, the foundation class, whatever income you can collect from the fees there, it all goes to you. You think fair or not? 10 students for her is 1,000 per month. She's getting very little. Then she said, okay, I'll give it a try. But I promised her, I said, I will help you to attract more students by going live. That's how I go live in Facebook. Okay? So when we tried switching to online classes, because we want to keep our old students, right? I found this as an opportunity to grow my market. Because back then I could only teach Seremban students. And now when I go online, I said, why I want to be so loyal to Negeri Sembilan? I can also actually teach students from KL, from Penang, from Johor, from Malacca, and even Sabah and Sarawak. Because usually during school holidays, these students will come along with their parents, come over to Seremban to look for me. I'm in high demand now, okay? So when we try these online classes, we are not familiar with online classes actually. So we try Skype cannot work, then try Ding. Then finally we found Zoom. That's the platform we are using up to today. And OBS Studio, anyone know about this? OBS Studio? Alright, a lot of people know their head. Okay, very good. So OBS Studio is for us to go live, alright, especially doing live streaming. Okay, so I learned how to use this application. It's very difficult when we started. Alright, next. So I first have to buy the new equipment like webcam, this mic, and the green screen. Okay, green screen is like for us to look better in the live podcast. Okay, next. And this is one of the how it looks like when I first broadcasting Xiangxi online. It was something very new, and I have a lot of audience. You know why? Everyone cannot go out. They stay at home, look at me. That's how I become very famous within a short time. And a lot of new students, a lot of parents, they found out, hey, wow, after listening to Russell Sim explaining Xiangqi, oh, actually Xiangqi is very simple to learn. I made complicated things very easy to understand. So they start sending their kids to us, and that's how we grow our academy. Alright, let's move on. And of course, I got the chance to play against the world number one back then. Sorry, he's still the current world number one. This is a Grandmaster Wang Teyi. He's the world best player right now. And I managed to draw game with him, so I earned a reward of 5,000. Actually, a big game behind that. I said whoever can draw game can get 5K. If you can defeat him, you get 30K. Wow, when during MCO you will get this type of cash. Wow, very useful, right? Okay, next. And this is how my online class looks like right now. This is how I teach my students. So I will just share screen, show them this Xiangqi board, and I will start explaining. Alright, okay, next. And of course, I have students from nationwide. So as you can see inside these photos, most of them are already state players. So each time during practical classes, you are actually competing in, you can consider it as a national championship, because every state's best player is in my class. Alright, next. And during practical class, I will let them play, and you see I will be sitting there to make sure that they did not cheat. You know, some people they use AI to cheat, right? They look at the phone, teach them the best move, then they use computer to assist. So I am there to watch them play. Alright, next. And when the online class boom, I made a lot of money in teaching, and my students, I grow from 60 students to become 160 students today. Alright, so I'm rich. Yes. Okay, so now my income, I'm teaching like 90% of my income comes from teaching, and prize money is no longer that attractive to me already. Meaning that if there's a national championship, the prize money is only 2 or 3K. I'm not actually very fond of going over. So usually these people know that, wow, now Russell very fancy already, want to invite him over, you know. So usually they will offer me something like, for example, they sponsor my accommodation or whatever, or my air ticket, so that I will appear in the tournament. Okay? Alright, next. And today we have around 160 students from nationwide. Actually, I could say from worldwide, because I also have students from Hong Kong, Singapore, and even US and Thailand. Okay, next. And in our online class, we also have this appreciation night where we reward students who did well in the tournaments. Alright, next. And as you can see, this is our model students, so we will deliver some rewards to them, to their houses. Okay, next. And of course, as usual, now for the national championship, because all my students are basically state players, so all my students are dominating the national age group. And on the left, you can see 3 boys there, right? They are the under 10, first place, second place, and third place. Meaning that New Star is already dominating the junior category. And these 3 boys, you don't look at them, although they are only 10 years old, they can defeat a lot of adults. Because in my class, we differentiate players based on standard, not based on their age. Alright, next. And this is my strongest student, a girl. She found me through my live broadcast when she was 10 years old. Her mom saw me teaching online, and she enrolled her in my class, and she's very talented because when she was 12 years old, she already won the East Malaysia Women's Open champion. She's from Sabah. Anyone from Sabah? No. Alright, it's okay. So after that, when she was 13 years old just last year, she won the 7th placing in the World Championship, and she is now the Federation Master. Okay, she's the 4th master that I have cultivated. Okay, and today she's the strongest student I have. Maybe she can challenge Gosam, I don't know who will win. Okay, alright, next one. Okay, now the Q&A session. Alright, guys, before we go for the lucky draw, for the lucky draw, I brought 5 Xiangqi sets and 3 this gift. Hold on. Okay, I brought some little gift for you guys. This is actually for the lucky draw. This is I bought it from Hangzhou, China. This is during the Asian Game. Okay, so hope you guys will like it. So for the quick Q&A, anyone want to ask any question on it? You can just raise your hand. Any questions? Yeah.
Compared to chess, right? How hard is the Chinese chess?
Okay. Good question. Because chessboard, right, is actually 8 times 8 dimension. Chinese chess is 9 times 9. So in terms of combination moves, xiangqi is more complicated than chess. However, it is applicable to every sports, meaning that if you spend more time in chess, you realize that chess is easier compared to xiangqi, right? So, for example, players like me, if you ask me to play chess, I might find it very challenging because, like in xiangqi, for our horse, for the horses, right, on the knight, the knight can move forward. For chess, there's no obstacle. However, in xiangqi, there's obstacle. When there's a piece in front of the knight, you cannot move forward. So sometimes we get confused with that. And in chess, for example, the pawn can be promoted to queen when you move across, right? But in xiangqi, the pawn isn't as powerful as the pawn in chess. That's the main differences. In my opinion, both are difficult if you want to be good at it. All right, good question. Anyone else? Yeah, no, Misha. I know you want to ask something. Ask. Any questions? Yeah. MC.
Is there any point in your life that you have thought of like giving up Chinese chess?
Okay. He asked, is there any point of my life that I was thinking of letting go of playing xiangqi, right? Yes, of course, there was because the first one was when I was working with EET. That's the first one. The second one was during MCO because back then I realized how important money is, and I asked myself whether I should go back to work at telecommunication companies or not, since I'm good in this sort of thing. So after a while, I still convinced myself that I should continue to teach xiangqi because I realized that my value is not in achieving good results in tournaments, but actually to teach my students and share with them how to overcome the challenges in life. Because to excel in playing chess, we have to know how to handle pressure. I have seen my students crying when they lose, right? They throw their tantrum, or they tell their parents that they're giving up, they don't want to play chess anymore. Then I would just call up the child and speak to him or her for a few hours to comfort or to convince him to come back. So I think this is quite meaningful. It's not all about myself, but how I can help another child to grow up. Right. Any other questions? And today, actually, one of the most important advice that I want to share with you guys is that at any point of your life, you should ask yourself this question. All right, when you are doing well in your career, ask yourself this question: is this the life that you want to continue living on, or working for this company for the rest of your life? Ask yourself this question. If it is not, you think that you want to try something else. Try it. Of course, your parents will abandon you first, but yeah, it's your life. Don't regret it. Correct? Yeah, you can try it. It's not all about earning a lot of money. It's doing what you love. It's the passion. So, yeah. Right? Any more questions? If not, we can proceed with the lucky draw. No more? Okay. Who will manage the lucky draw? Oh yeah, I forgot to add on. My chess academy is also now teaching chess online. I already employed a chess coach. So we have a very varieties in our chess academy.
anyone who doesn't like register yet can register now. So like the register will like close in about 1 minute. So yeah, please register the QR. Thank you. Okay, so now we'll start to speak for our first award. Okay, so our first lucky draw winner is Tay Kai Xiang. So where's Tay Kai Xiang? Okay, so for the second person. Okay, the second winner is EG. Okay, so the third one.
Hey guys, you can sit down here, right?
Okay, the third lucky draw winner is Jia Xuan Yi.
Can I tell you to sit down first?
Okay, and the top winner is Abdullah.
Can sit here first.
Okay, and the fifth winner is Chong Wan Sik. Okay, so for the sixth person. Oh, it's Shao Hua.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, so for the last person is. Okay, the last person is me. Okay, so for all winner, yeah, you can come out and take a picture with our actor as well. Come over a bit more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. freestyle? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sim. Come today to let you to speak a chess lecture. Then let's take a certificate.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, sure.
In manner,